In fact, I want you to pay attention to this one. You'll be listening to what I call expose, explosive, bombshell. You'll be listening to it all. It will make you realize what has been happening, what Mary Edochie and Yul Edochie, what both of them have been managing, what both of them have been doing, in fact, and the later consequences of both of their actions. You might be wondering, did Mary do something? You'll be finding out everything in this one. Did she do? Did she undo? What was her role? I want you to stay with me till the end. You'll be listening to Mary's legal team, where explanations and certain stories and a lot of things have been laid out for you to better understand what and what. In fact, you will get to know more of Yul Edochie from this one, because a lot of people are ignorant, and ignorance breeds a lot of injustice. Yes, it breeds it. It helps it keep alive. If you do not know what is applicable, if you do not know your right, if you are someone who believes that inaction is the best way to solve problems, like if I don't act, if I play possum, if I pretend like none of these things exist, maybe this particular individual will stop harassing me. Maybe this particular person will stop oppressing me. But what you should understand is that oppressors aim for only one thing: to subjugate you. And do not think that once they are done with that, they will just forget about it. No, once they are done and this particular individual is around you, they want to keep checking on you, not in a good way, to make sure that that subject that has been subjugated does not rise up to contest their position. That's it. Now, about marriage, well, it is deep. You will be getting to know a lot of things. What prompted Yul Edochie to take the action that he took? What prompted Mary to now take the decision that she also took? What is this all about? You'll be getting to hear a lot and a lot from the well of experience of Mary's legal team. This is important. Do not forget to like and share. Very important. That is the least that you can do for this channel. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say a very big thank you to you. Your comments are highly appreciated. To those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon and the dollar sign in the middle of it, may God Almighty replenish your pocket. If you also want to be a part of this, you can as well tap on the send button. Please, if you are coming across this channel for the first time, kindly tap on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Let's get right into it.
There's a notion that you are a product of a union between man and woman. And for those of us who had the good luck of growing up in a family, sometimes extended family, we saw our uncles and their wives, we saw our parents, so we assume that these things have prepared us adequately to become experts. That is wrong. That is really misleading. It is difficult to learn if all you know about marriage is what you watched your father and mother do. There is a danger, there's the danger that your mother and your father might not be good example of what marriage is about. I do get to catch up on some cases. We're dealing with a case where a man, out of the blues, ordered his wife out of their house, a mother of 4 children, and said, if you don't leave, I will beat the hell out of you. He got very aggressive and the woman left. She was not allowed to take anything. She left. After she left, the man changed his mind and said she should come back. He even called the woman's sisters and said, let her come back. I was just angry. She should come back. So the woman came back. As she was walking into the door, through the door, the man rushed to the door and stood there. And the man said, hey, who asked you to come back? Wherever you were, go back there. So he changed his mind again. The woman said she thought he was joking. But the man got angry again and said, if you don't leave now, I'm going to deal with you. And he was about to beat her when she left. And when she left, she said, okay, what do I do? She spent the first night in a hotel because her families didn't live in the same city. So the next morning, she went to her husband's master, because her husband apprenticed for that man in the past, and spoke to him as an elder. I said, look at my husband walked me out of the house. He said I should come back. I came back and he threw me out again. I don't know what to do. And the man suggested that she should go and sleep in the house of the husband's brother. But the husband's brother had a problem with his wife, and his own wife had left. So the husband's brother is living alone. So they asked this woman, go and sleep in your husband's house, brother's house. That's your brother-in-law's house. She said, no, I can't go there because my brother-in-law is living alone. He has driven his wife. I can't go there and stay. What will I be doing there? She said that her only option will be to go to a hotel. But she didn't want to go to a hotel either, because if she went to a hotel, they will accuse her of lodging in a hotel with lovers. This woman decided to travel to her sister's house. She moved to her sister's house. Remember, in all these things, she was separated from her children, including a 6-year-old child. So when she got to her sister's house, her husband called again. He changed his mind again. He said, okay, where are you? He was thinking, I don't know where he thought she was. She said, well, I'm now in my sister's house. The man got angry. Oh, you went to your sister's house? Okay, stay there. Wherever you are, stay there. So the woman called the husband's master and said, sir, look at what is happening. The man got angry with her. The man said, I told you to go and stay in a hotel. Instead of staying in a hotel, you went to your sister's house. Now, this thing is out of my hand. This is how they are tossing this woman. Anyway, this is not the main purpose of this talk, really, because I'm just in the process of explaining to you how ignorant most people are about the meaning of marriage, and why DPA Family Law Clinic is very clear and vehement, and why we will continue to be the leader on this subject until we succeed in awakening the consciousness of our society. They have to understand this. Our message is very clear. I'm not telling you that your wife is a saint. No. There are many bad women. We know that. Just as you have bad men, you have bad women. So, this whole idea is not to tell you that you should tolerate anything, everything from your wife. No. What we are telling you is that your wife is a human being. She has rights, equal rights. The fact that you disagree with her, the fact that she disappointed, the fact that she did something you considered evil, does not take away the fact that she's a human being. It does not turn you into God to your wife. You must treat her as a human being. And the law has helped you. The law created the standards of treatment to meet to your wife in certain situations. The Lord did not tell you to turn her into a beast. The Lord did not tell you to beat her. The Lord did not tell you to send her into the street. Any of these things, if you do them, is illegal. You're only doing it because you have muscle, superior muscle. You're wrong. So you got to understand what marriage is. And that is, if we can understand it, it will change a whole lot of things. It will change the way we handle issues. If you realize that you and your wife are not getting along, nobody's going to tell you to remain in the marriage. But this idea that you must punish her, that you have power to punish her, and you begin to behave anyhow you like, unacceptable. Unacceptable. We had a case earlier today. A married man went and started dating a single girl. He helped the single girl relocate to Europe. The single girl got there and got pregnant for him in Europe. One child. Immediately she settled down. She broke up with the married man. And the married man contacted me today. He was telling me how the lady betrayed him. He said, I loved her. I helped her from Nigeria. I even paid her school fees. I helped her to come to join me in Europe. But I kept her in a separate city because my white wife doesn't know. But I was hoping to eventually divorce my white wife and marry the girl. So he was so angry that the girl disappointed him. When he finished, I advised him. I told him how foolish he was. I said, how can you be married to one woman and you are loving another woman? And now you are complaining that she betrayed you. Of the rights of the woman affect the way we behave and the way we treat them. She doesn't have to agree with you. She's got her own rights. She's a human being. She's got her own mind. If you work together, fantastic. If you can't work together, recognize the fact that she's a different human being. She's got her own mind. She's got her own intentions, her own destiny. If two of you cannot cooperate, you must respect her differences. So this notion that you can order your wife to pack and go, to do this and do that, it is terrible. So it is in that context that we begin to look at the issue of polygamy and the rights of the first wife. But I want you to know something. When we talk of the rights of the first wife concept does not necessarily have to mean that there was a polygamy. We could still have first, second, third wife without polygamy. Let me tell you this. If you marry your first wife, you have children, 2 or 1, and you divorce your first wife, and you marry a second wife, it is not polygamous. It's not polygamous. Yet, you have an ex-wife and a current wife. And when you have an ex and there is a child, you must understand that you and the ex continue to have something in common. You are co-parenting for one child. So the first wife or the ex-wife still has interest in your life. She still has interest in what is happening in your family because you have a permanent link. If you ask your first ex-wife to define her family, she will include her child with you as part of her family. And if we ask you to define your family, you will include your child with your ex-wife as part of your family. So when we talk about the right of the first wife, I want you to know that even when there has been no polygamy, you still have the concept of the first wife and her continued right. We're going to discuss that, but I want you to understand that once you realize that any woman in your life who had gone to the extent of having a child for you has established a permanent connection with you, and that connection is actually permanent and forever. Because the day you die and lie in state, who are the people to bury you? The people to bury you will include your child with that ex-wife.
Of course, exactly. Once you have a child with someone, there is supposedly a permanent tie. Although some men or women do not continue with that tie regardless of what happens later, such as the demise of either of them, they do not continue, they don't proceed in connecting back again. If they move, they move. That's it. If they've moved on, that's the end of it. Well, in the case of you, Edochie and Mary, we are not wishing any of them demise. We are not wishing their demise. But the example that Mary's legal team gave is sensible to a larger extent, that when you connect to a woman through a child, at the end of the day, if something is to happen, such as RIP, that woman will come with those kids. At times, it is just the kids that will come over to do the marriage rites since she's not. But the last respect, culturally and as a human being, she will want to be there. Like, this guy is the first, the first marriage, the first everything. That respect is oftentimes given. It is the truth. That respect is given most of the time, but not always that the woman will come to attend or be around, particularly if that man has other family. Like in the case of Yul Edochie, he has created another family, and there's a possibility that Yul Edochie will be creating another family again. I am kind of thinking that Yul Edochie is waiting to get a little bit more money. He wants to get a little bit more money through endorsement, through movies, through whatever. Once this gets sorted out, he will begin to have some girlfriend somewhere, and slowly he will announce that he has another girlfriend, and Judy will not be able to make any public tantrum. Judy will be so forced to act. Judy will now begin to understand what Mary felt. Judy will now start dancing on social media, hugging Yul Edochie, trying to act like I am much more important to you. I am more important to you. I am the Odogu's wife. Yes, I agree. I accept that there is someone else, but I have to be treated better. I have to be treated this because I went through the trials and tribulation with you. The same trial and tribulation that both of them caused for themselves, you see? So that is what is going to happen. I'm thinking that Yul Edochie will begin this journey, all things being equal, when he gets to 45. Yes, keep that as I said. When Yul Edochie gets to 45, Yul Edochie will get another woman. Yes, he will get another woman. He will be targeting the next 5 years to 10 years with that woman, when he might not be that active, maybe really interested per se. Yes, he will be interested, but he's targeting 10 years to give maximum of 10 years to that lady that he's going to get. So what I'm saying in essence is that Yul Edochie is still going to have a large family, a more larger family. He's going to fulfill that polygamy that he has set to himself, and it is inside of his spirit man that polygamy must be fulfilled. That's the truth. So Edochie will definitely he will get another woman. There are women out there who care less about all these, you know, oh Judy, Mary. They don't mind being the life of Edochie. They don't mind at all. Don't mind at all. In fact, it excites them. So Edochie will be getting this done. So it will be uh, a conglomeration of women. If Edochie is to pass away before them, they will all gather together on that day. That's that. So about women right, men right. It is not only about the women, also men. But in certain climes, men go through a lot. In some other climes, women go through a lot. Now, there are women who have misunderstood what right is and they have kind of become a bully to their husband. They become someone who is uncooperative. They do not want to cooperate. They don't want to. They want to live a life of you can't. They live a terrible life, particularly if they're in diaspora. Many of them do not understand that being rude, being aggressive, lack of understanding, and all of that could break their marriage. But they don't care. They feel once our marriage is broken, I'll get money, support from government, child support. The guy will be compelled to pay me this and that. But at the end of the day, their life gets messed up because another man comes in. I'm not saying always, I'm just giving an example. And I'm not saying you have to stay in your marriage. I'm just saying that you should not misunderstand what is being said. That's what I'm trying to say. And then destroy your marriage for reasons that are not even meaningful. You break it up like, no, I want to break it up. I'm going to create problems. Your friends that are trying to make you come out of your marriage to join, they are not telling you the bitterness in it. You see them go out, hang out, drink, go in, go out. No, many of them have tears inside because definitely they will meet a man. And that man knows already. Men have a way. You see, men have this cult like, just like, in fact, when you talk about cult like following, men follow each other that way, but they pretend. You see, women are easier to fight against each other. Yes, women show that physical connection, like, oh, they can hug each other, they can, but they are not down to earth. Most women, in fact, majority, they are not down to earth with themselves, women to women. Yes, they can hug each other, they can sleep on the same bed, without having any kind of, unlike men. Men are more territorial, you see. But when it comes to this cult-like following, men are like that. Underground following, they have it. You will see a man coming to your life, you will tell that man about your previous marriage, or your relationship, how the man did this and did that. Apart from a man bullying you, like physical beatings and all of that, the man did this and that, he's a cheat, he's that. And the guy will be like, wow, that's a terrible thing. No. Why will he cheat on a beautiful woman like you? Why will he will listen to you and act along. In fact, you might even end up having children, but that does not stop him from doing what he wants to do or how he wants to go about it. But at the beginning, he will pretend. So don't think that you are telling a man a story or stories of your previous marriage. The man is a cheat. It doesn't make no difference. That does not mean the man is going to cheat. The new man in your life, that might not be his own, but maybe it's someone who likes his own space at times. He wants to hang out, but it's not like he's cheating. And that will be a new problem for you. You realize that, oh, this man, he wants this. It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. So men, most times, will not go against the other man. But when you talk, they act like the other guy is a fool, is a bad guy. But inside of them, they don't. They will not go against the other guy they like because they don't know what's going to happen to them too. So they have this kind of protection. But women, yes, women can go against each other. In fact, women can challenge each other. You see? Just like how Judy Austin. Imagine how Judy Austin is acting like, who are you, Mary? The same way you gave birth to children, the same way I did. So who are you? What do you have that I don't have? Of course, we all know that she has less, but she has more of foolishness, stupidity, and all of that. We all know that. So what do you think about what you heard? Drop your comment, like, and share. See you in the next update.